This might be a short one. Alright, for those who forgot, Anon just told Stella, hey, ghosts are real, buddy. Stella's like, what? I think the fact that Stella isn't admitting like, Anon, you're fucking crazy, should tell you everything you need to know. Actually, the fact that I say fucking in the first 30 seconds of my video. Wink! No one is going to see this video because it's going to get recommended, but I'm willing to take that risk. True believers will find this video. Put it in the comments to receive a baby bless. She leaned back, moving both of her arms up onto the edge of the bed behind her. Her stare locked onto me, even though I could tell she couldn't really actually see me. She was just inferring my position from where Anon had indicated prior. Her eyes widened, and her pupils began to shrink. Began breathing heavily, her chest heaving with each grasp. If she kept that up, I was concerned she was going to hyperventilate. Stella? Anon asked. Yeah, I don't know if telling someone who's already having like a really bad time, hey, by the way, ghosts are real, and my ghost girlfriend you've been talking shit about is right here, buddy. That is not. I'd be freaking out, and I'm probably. I think if someone told me ghosts are real, I'd be like, okay. If you got proof, fair enough. I'd be okay with it if someone could prove it. But even I'd be like, maybe you should have led with the part where the guy I was talking shit about was here all along. Sounds kind of mean, man. No. She yelped. Whatever building anxiety felt spilling over, and Anna shifted her attention back to him. She snapped herself around, scurrying onto the bed and pulling the blanket up on her. Unfortunately, not included in the picture. As she did so, her toe made contact with her card deck, sending them flying, causing both Anna to lean away in reflex. She yanked the blanket over her head and curled herself into a tight ball, her spine plates pulling tight against the fabric of the cover. Her tail, still exposed, began to thrash around violently to keep us, probably just me, away. Stay away! Stay away! Leave me alone! Stella! Anna whispered harshly, trying to get her attention. My eyes drawn to the door. Nothing so far had really been loud, but if her fit got any worse, her parents might come barging into the room, and that'd be really bad news for Anon. Hero or not. I knew spirits were a thing, and Fang's come to finish what you started. Oh, now it's just funny again. Please don't kill me, Fang, I'm sorry. Why the hell would I do that? Why the hell would I do that? How the hell should I know? Anon snapped back, refocusing his attention to the panic. It took it to rip around wildly. Again, very, very interesting that you immediately assume that Fang is coming for you, considering she's been talking to Adolf for like several minutes. It took her to whip around wildly. Anon reached out to try and do something, only to be smacked a bit by one of Stella's tail plates. He hissed in pain, grabbing his hand. He was lucky it wasn't one of the spikes. Do stegos even have actual spikes? I mean, the plates are sharp enough they could probably, focus the force and everything. What do we do? I don't. Anon began before his hands clasped the side of his head and let it groan. Anon, Stella, Fang is not here to hurt you. Anon said, raising his voice to just below. I'm the haunted one. As he said the words that, without context, which sounded utterly insane, stupid thing to announce, he smacked his hand to his chest for emphasis. Shockingly, Stella's tail thrashing slowed a little. After I got out of the hospital, I went to Nasser and France, and Fang's grave. They were having the funeral when I snuck in. The cop must have taken pity of me or whatever to let me pass the cordon. When I got there, I just decided to throw myself a pity party. I felt a little harsh, but true. Even if I didn't realize it was a dream at the time, I remember looking like he was really tearing himself up. It's still a fucking pity party, man! That doesn't change anything. Going this kind of thing he talks about, he blames himself for what happened. That's what a pity party is. Anon is the kind of guy who's like, I must self-flagellate, but I'm not going to actually flagellate myself. I'm just going to say that I'm really sad. Hold up, I need to post the no, this isn't happening 0. There's no reason for me to go on! What am I fighting for? Oh, I even had the little at the end. Yeah, that's what I live for. I want to be in a voice actor spoof one day and just fucking cry my heart out over the dumbest shit. I wish this was the movie that the head actor thought it was. I like how Fang is giving all these interspersals, And she just says that, the grave. Just how Fang didn't even realize that they were dead. Thought it was a really screwed up dream. I went home and Fang, followed me. I was losing my mind, losing Fang wherever I went, going absolutely nuts. Stella's tail began to droop, finally relaxing. Still listening to him talk now. Hiding under the blanket, it was too apparent her attention was on him and what he was saying. I tried to go to sleep, and I got woken up by her screaming. Probably flipping the fuck out, and I couldn't do anything about it. I guess things have been, all fucked up. I ran away. Again, I feel like this would go better if we just focused on this and we had Fang. I don't know if we need all this, because a lot of this is stuff we've already seen. And Fang's perspective on it is obvious enough. Like, I don't know, man. You're just kind of fucking up a really good monologue. Like, this is a monologue. Just let the man monologue already. I ran away like the coward I am. Led to the bathroom. Just shut up inside. I waited for Fang to stop. I don't like that for a few days straight because the fucking time scale on this is fucked up. Over me not getting any sleep the whole time, I realized even you're doing it, Anon. There wasn't some hallucination. Fang was real and freaking out, and I didn't do anything. I just had a dead Fang just in my room. We weren't even making out sexily. He hang for a moment, a heavy silence washing over the room. Stella was completely still. And I guess I cracked at some point. I wasn't getting enough sleep, so I took into consideration. He frowned, turned attention back. I went for a walk. Fang calmed down, and after we talked, they really laid into me about how awful I was being. And after that, we slowly got used to things. It's been the status quo for the last 2 weeks. He sighed, leaning back into the seat. His hand began moving to squeeze his temples, and his other gripped his left leg. It was heavily abridged, for the best. But I guess he finally was able to confide in someone that wasn't dead about what happened. Certainly not how either of us was planning today to go, but wasn't the worst thing. And it would give Stella some credibility. Is that the right word? For the mystical crap she did. I mean, just because ghosts are real doesn't mean that tarot is real. It's meant for playing card games, man. Even then, Anna looked uncomfortable. I took a step towards him and I could put a hand on his shoulder, something like her to make it feel better. So you can see, Fang? Yeah. Do they talk? Yeah. And Fang is just... Fang sneaked a glance my way, spotting me pause mid-stride at my path. It's just Fang. And they remember what they did? I think so! She laid under the covers. I mean, admittedly, this is like a really lame version of Ghosts. It's like, oh, so ghosts are real and they're just dudes? Ugh. Not even trying to kill me? That's so lame. I was hoping spooky ghosts tried to twist my neck and you're just like, and she's just here to say hi. So lame. What's this song? I mean, that is a perfectly good song for this context. Give it that much. And as for the both of us, No, wait. Oh, we're going to Stella's perspective on this. I think so, yeah. She just lay there under the covers. A silence took over the room again. I had no idea what I could even do here. I couldn't talk to Stella. I was over to cover the bed. You can move something to prove you're actually real at some point. Stella, why did you think Fang was going to hurt you? In response to the question, she threw her tail under the covers and tied herself to a ball. Because I saw what she did. What? I was in the bathroom when I heard the gunshots. I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't sure if I should stay hiding there, or if whoever was shooting the place up would find me next. I couldn't bring myself to move. My stomach began to sink. The idea of Stella, this person I barely met, but seemed to be alright, I guess. I mean, the implication that someone's hiding from you because they think you're about to kill them is very different, right? Although, admittedly, you probably got over that very quickly. Your rampage, at least. I could hear everyone screaming. I think I even heard Nyasuri a lot, but there was another gunshot, and then another, and another, and the screaming got louder. I'll get over to the bathroom where I was hiding and had a heart attack. I was about to get shot, but only muttering to himself as he hid under the sink. No, I killed Naomi. Fuck me, Nasser. How has this not come up? I feel like this would have come up. Oh my god, I killed my baby brother. I know at some point I shot some other people, but they were just shapes. I can clearly remember shooting Naomi. That wasn't a pleasant memory. I mean, the look on her face, there was satisfaction in the moment, but she'd been ruining my life. She fucked around, she found out, but I could accept that I did that for revenge, but I spiraled. You already had spiraled by the time you were there, man. I could see it vividly. The shock growing on her face just before she pulled the trigger into the cloud of red. Listen, the blood goes out the back. That's how the force works. Like, her face is going to be mostly visible. even if there's back splatter. Although, no, if you shoot him in the skull, then the bone fragments would almost certainly cause some sort of rebound. Also, the shockwave would travel through the brain and like hit the back and come back up front. There's a whole lot of stuff going on. It's complicated, okay? Fuck, the scream was so much louder than the gunshot. All became noise. Smothering, suffocating noise. Noise like at the concert at the start of the year. You mean at the start? Such a weird way to put it. It was in the middle of your year, like for Anon, the start of a new whatever. Noise like we had a stupid bass bed. Ugh. But why are you? That's the same thing technically. Noise like when my dad's. Oh no, the band itself was making that noise. Noise like when Dad would scream at me. All blurred together and just became noise, shapes, and stop quoting Night in the Woods. Stop it. I felt myself teetering as I tried to step through my memories in earnest for the first time in weeks. My weeks began to shake. What? How weird that you're feeling nausea and your knees are shaking like you're a ghost. You're floating. He startled, moved to try and help me, dumb futile as it was. So he's trying to help me. I mean, he's fucking up bad. He literally sent Stella into a spiral. It's hard to focus. Nasser. I exited the hallway and there he was. He spotted me before I saw him, and he was screaming at me. My head hurt. I couldn't pick him apart from the other ships, so I just... And another cloud. And the noise got louder. I couldn't think with crushing my brain like that. I think that's just the realization that shit's fucked and you might as well make something of it. Couldn't distantly recognize the episodes, they were just shapes and noise. Somewhere in there was Stella, huddled into a ball, terrified for her life in the bathroom. I only really wanted to hurt Naomi for what she did. I could accept jail time and a ticket straight to hell as long as she paid the price for ruining me, but Nasser didn't deserve to go after that. Stella didn't need to spend God knows how long cowering and crying in some grungy... It's your school's bathroom! It's not that bad! Thinking she was about to die. So, not even the boys' room. Other students didn't deserve it. What about Rosa? God, did she think she was gonna die too? Trish? She knew what was about to happen. I couldn't account for Reed that morning either. I don't remember picking him out of the hazy memories in the hallway, and I never mentioned it, but I could have heard him too. And even if I didn't, he was hiding in a bathroom as well, thinking he was about to get killed by one of my best friends. Oh, was he hiding? Or we're hypothetically saying. Things got quiet and down enough that we felt it was safe. Me and the other guy looked down the hall, and there were bodies, and blood, and on the smell. I remember the smell. She paused for a long moment as she tried to get control back to her own voice. The guy ended up grabbing my hand and running down the hall, pulling me away with him. I couldn't look away from all of it until he did. He dragged me out one of the side doors, and before I knew it, I was with everyone else. The shapes of my memory began to solidify. They weren't amorphous. I don't feel like that's how this works, man. Like, if you were fucked up in the moment, like, why would your memories register anything else? I mean, I guess subconscious and you're like a spooky fucking ghost, you know. And maybe God's having a good fucking laugh over this, but whatever. No random stewards just trying to wrap up their year. Most of them didn't know who I was. I mean, I feel like some of them would vaguely know who you were, considering you were made fun of at least twice. Also, you made a big deal out of yourself in the auditorium, so then I shouted like a sledgehammer to their fucking knees. To their brains, more like. Were they all like Stella? Reduced to a depressed mass? Oh, you mean after the fact, not during the shooting. Reduced to a depressed mass, hiding in the room in case the Grim Reaper came to finish the job. I mean, it depends on how much you believe in ghosts. No, Anon said. His voice was terrifyingly calm. I managed to raise my head and blink through the tears enough to look at him. He was still knelt beside me, just off to the side between me and Stella, staring past me into the wall. I wasn't there for him, or maybe he was somewhere else. I woke up and saw that text message from Fang and knew everything was wrong. I booked at the school thinking, I don't know, I could stop it somehow. I mean, I feel like the text implied that Fang was already, seeing shapes and shit, I didn't even know what it was. I just knew it was going to be bad when I got there. Well, the police was already there, which implies that it had been at least 10 minutes. Students were outside. The exhausted, withered Anon I knew from a few weeks ago was back. It's like he aged a decade as his mind traveled back to those memories, ravaging him the same as my own were laying waste to me. I pushed through and slipped inside and saw it. Let the bodies hit the floor and blood on the walls. I figured she had gone to the roof. I didn't really have a plan. Really didn't have a plan. Just wanted to try and stop things from getting worse. I found them up there, and I approached. And when I approached, I spooked them, I guess. Fang whipped around and shot me in the leg. Wasn't my dumbass deserted, of course, but I tried to talk Fang down. Wasn't sure what I really wanted. I just didn't want anyone else it, but then I jumped. I killed people, ruined how many lives, and the only person on this planet that took the coward's way out. Why? Why what? Why did Fang do it? Oh, why? Well, the answer is obvious. I did because don't quarry your brain. I racked my brain to pluck the answer from it. I felt like I was grasping an empty air. Sense of nausea intensified, even though I didn't feel like I was about to throw up or would give myself relief. Ghost vomit on my floor? We're in Stella's house, Fang. You can't do that. Why did I do it? Get revenge on the bitch, of course. What would that do? Would have put me in jail. Yeah, that's what None in the Chamber's about, baby! Gonna get to that someday. Although those chapters in None in the Chamber are just criminally long. Even if I hadn't gone completely fucking nuts after it happened, I would have destroyed Nasser and my parents' lives. Stella would have still been in the bathroom, thinking she was going to be killed by some crazy motherfucker where her friend's skills. Actually, I think if it was just one person, Stella would be better off, because then it would be like, oh, it's just a gunshot. It's probably already over, you know? Like, there's a lot more uncertainty to some extent, but there's also less violence. It'd be like a body in the classroom that you could have ignored. Why did I do it? Why did I kill my baby brother? God, I hate this. But we are in chapter 4, so we're like a third in. Nothing. I don't know. It was all I could muster. Man, this is a long fucking day for these people, huh? Jesus. The past card refers to me impatience, selfishness, and being overwhelmed. No, it doesn't! The present card refers to me sufferance, obedience, and conflict. No, it doesn't! The future cards offer me liberation, redemption, awakening. No, it doesn't. Unless you're the person drawing the deck and laying out the cards, you can't know. And the writer is the only person who can take that role for fictional characters. So, taking these together, I mean, to be fair, Inverted Empress does feel like you're being a stupid idiot because Empress tends to be, you know, she's supposed to be a wise woman. The present card being Inverted Lovers. You know, you're being a shit person. You're not quite doing what needs to be done for a relationship to come back together. A Judgment is like, hey, everyone comes back to life. Fang's no longer a corpse, baby! Is this Bad Apple too? Hell yeah, baby! Wonder if we're gonna go with the sex being rape in this fic. I mean, I personally stand by that technically speaking, what happens to Anon qualifies as rape. I feel that calling it sex is like, sure, Anon would probably be okay with it, and I think that as a man, he'd be okay with it, and he'd just roll with it. But I also feel that that's the kind of mindset that effectively turns rape into dubiously consensual sex. He didn't agree to anything. They didn't talk about anything. Anon was freaking out to some extent. He was angry. Like, I don't know if that's the best condition to have sex in. I don't know if he could consent in that matter because again, because of how he was raised and how he thinks, he'd be okay with it, but I don't know if he'd be okay with it, right? If he looks back at it and goes, man, I shouldn't have done that. That was a bad idea. I should have been a man and done the right thing and talked to Fang instead, you know. Let's see. If it was rape, Anna maybe let himself go. He was really uncomfortable about it. At least in the sketches, that's what's implied. Sketches? It wasn't a night of affection and love. It was more of a relief for Fang and Anna in a way for him to get him to skip school. All since she turned off. Anna, because of limitations in the Latino language. Because people say Latinx, but it doesn't work that way. So I guess it'd be more involved. How would you do that? How does the Spanish version translate? I guess they would go for male because it makes it more immediately obvious. How would other do they invent pronouns? Because they really don't have anything to fall back on, do they? I mean, in Dutch you don't have it either. I'm not even saying that's their problem specifically. Whoever doesn't see it as rape, well, I could see it from a certain perspective. How fucking fascinating that someone talking in Spanish is like, yeah, that situation was kind of weird because usually those people I expect to be like, nah, it's fine, you know. Because there tends to be a bit more of a machismo culture behind it. Jesus Christ, the last chapter is also like bombastically long. Oh yeah, I forgot. This fic isn't done yet. So if I go to chapter 12, we're not done yet. Are we? Oh shit, I kind of want to figure this out. I mean, we got some time, right? Your boyfriend just catastrophically cut his parents out of his life, and 30 minutes later got into a fist fight with your ex-best friend. What the hell? What the hell are you doing in chapter 11, and on goddamn? Hell yeah. So what is this about the sex? We did have sex too. Oh wow. Oh, Anon's like, that's what you call it? What does that mean? Jeez, I don't know. Maybe that's a funny way to phrase it because we showed up, shoved me down, fucked me, and then went off to school to kill French people. All I'm saying is, Fang, it's kind of weird to consent to sex when you're about to fucking murder people. What was the plan here? One last Nazareth with the boyfriend before killing everyone? Last meal before the gallows? What the fuck? That's what I'm saying. Man, this is like in the middle of the chapter, too. Doing me a favor? Giving me the convenience of getting my dick wet with no input on my part? Oh, we're going there! We're not even going with Anon is like dubiously giving consent because, you know, he's a man and he wants to get his dick wet. We're going straight up with like, no, I did not input in this. My dick was hard against my will and you sat on it. Is a whole different story than Anon being like, you know, this is what a guy should want, right? I should go along with this because I might never get a chance. It's a whole different story. I'm not saying that you should ever grade rapes, but I'm saying that like in the world of like you're trying to write a dramatic story, there are layers. Like hell sucks. Everyone agrees, but you can layer hell. And this is like worse. This isn't even Anon has ever tried to justify it. Anon always knew it was bad, which is way different. Goddamn. Holy. Do you really think having sex with me, even though I was completely fine with it, was a good idea if you were just going to kill someone and go to jail afterwards? Isn't that a thing in None in the Chamber? I recall that Amber is still born in that one, and I might be in jail, which is fucked up. I heard that those facilities are not great in America, because America fucking sucks and needs to get its head out of its ass. It's closer to sexual assault at best. This was in October. I might see this finished, which would be great. Update schedule is probably not great considering 12 chapters, again, one a month. So yeah, kind of looking forward to it because everything I see implies that at least a story is gonna go somewhere, which is something. You know what? I've given you a lot of shit. I've given you a lot of shit, Ghost in the Snoot. But you're going places with the whole Stella Ghost thing, and I'm kind of here for it. I'm behind the corner, like peeking around like a little creepster, going, "Oh yeah, baby, shit's about to get weird." Anyway, let's look at chapter 5. What do you mean you don't know? Wait. I must have missed the last part because I kind of skimmed over that. So Fang says, "I don't know," and I guess Anon repeated, "I don't know." I mean, it's interesting to go to the other angle because it's kind of a lot to tell Anon. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone just turned into shapes and started shooting. Hell of a thing to explain to your boyfriend.